Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to MLD. This is week 6, week 8. Just kidding. Season 6. Gotcha. I was testing you. And it's primetime Saturday. My name is Chim. Ninja Rider has left us for bigger and better things. But I doubt that, because what's bigger and better than MLD? Nothing. Kendo Slice is here alongside me for the remainder of tonight's stream, which is just this one game, the Hawks versus the Wolves in the Champion League.
Yeah, we have a matchup between two teams that are deep within the battle for Blue Conference supremacy here in the Champ League. The Wolves tied at the top of the Blue Conference at 23-12 with the Ducks. The Hawks trying to get back into a stacked Sky Division, as they're only 6 games behind the Ducks at 17-18, and really that Sky Division is very, very stacked. All 3 teams within 6 games of each other at week 8.
Yeah, super stacked, and this is the Hawks' chance to sort of break even. They can, if they win 2 games at least, they'll end up with more wins than losses, because like you said, currently they're sitting at 17-18, the Hawks. So if they win 2, they'll be set nicely for hopefully the remainder of the season, which is 6 more weeks. But without further ado, if the players are listening in, they can go ahead and join. We are ready to start this matchup. Once again, the Hawks and the Wolves. The Hawks, Heck and Surfboy9 up against the Wolves, Dak and Ray. It is a set of 5, and once again, this is an opportunity for the Hawks to break even and get more wins than losses.
Absolutely. Looking to get this one underway. Game number 1. Here we go. Off the face-off, this is going to go to Surfer Boy, who's going to put that in a great initial shot. 8 seconds in.
Yeah, well done from Surfer Boy to capitalize on that mistake. We see this happen a lot of times, not just in Plat League. You would think it's more of a Plat League thing, but it happens in Champ League a lot as well. Sometimes, especially in the opening, couple of seconds of the opening game of a series, the defenders can be a little bit anxious, and being able to capitalize on that anxiety or that nervousness that some defenders might be feeling in the opening of the games is great, and the Hawks did it there. But now it's the Wolves pushing forward as Ray finds the opening goal and is able to equalize instantly.
The Wolves captain coming back around, answering the call very quickly, and 2 goals in only 19 seconds, Chim. Absolutely amazing play. It'll be interesting to see if we can get some defense here in this first game.
Defense is overrated. I just want to see, 21-20 be the final scoreline, and I'll go home satisfied. But if it isn't, I'll be a little less satisfied, but still content. There's Heck over to Surfer Boy. It almost works out. The ball, however, will go out towards the corner as Dak will keep possession. Looks to beat both defensemen with a pop, and in the end, can't put enough weight behind it, can't get the right angle, and he'll lose out on it. So it's nice to see that so far both teams are sitting at 100% accuracy. Each team has taken a shot, each team has scored, and the play should sort of congest or go back towards the midfield now. We said all we're seeing is offense so far, but I think the teams, after that opening burst of pressure, they might sort of go back and play in the midfield, not do anything too crazy for at least another minute or so.
It's been very interesting to see these 2 teams go back and forth, but they are possessing the ball, which is extremely good. Like, the temptation, of course, is to clear the ball, dump and chase, and that doesn't always work in the minor league doubles here. In fact, it can be exploited extremely easily, as Ray making a nice touch there. Great demo for his efforts. This ball's going to go all the way across for Dak. Surfer Boy will pick it up, the clear back into the Wolves' end. Ray is there.
Heck looking for a shot from midfield instead, goes for the pass. Smart choice from him, and look at that, so humble from Heck. He could have gone for the shot, and it wouldn't have been the worst shot because Dak was out getting boost, but he still opted for the pass.
Very well played, and Surfer Boy, what a job he did to get that past the second man back. It wasn't bad rotation that caused the goal there by any stretch of the imagination. It was just great continuing pressure and maintaining possession by the Hawks. So now the possession back to the Hawks. This is up off the backboard. Ray able to take that ball out. He's going to take it all the way to the Hawks end. This is up for Dak, but Dak not able to get around it in time. Missed opportunity there, the Chim.
Yeah, nice demo or bump at least from Dak. He lost the ball and he knew that he couldn't get to the ball first after losing it, so he went for a bump. So that's a nice adjustment, nice experimenting from Dak so far. He's got a full half game to go to find the equalizer, and I think he can, because I think the Wolves so far have been able to match the pressure of the Hawks. They, I think, have had, I don't know if I were to guesstimate, 45% possession, so it hasn't been, Hawks completely in control. It's been a very even match, and a 1-goal difference shouldn't be too hard to make up for the Wolves. If the Hawks want to sit comfortably, they need at least a 2-goal lead here.
Absolutely, completely agree with you there. But the defensive rotation for these Wolves doesn't seem to be letting the Hawks have any breathing room right now. Although here's an opportunity. Dak's going to miss the initial touch, does recover in time to stop that shot by Surfer Boy. This ball's going to drop down for Dak. Dak's going to try to take it under control, but gives it up to Surfer Boy, who will shoot, and Ray with a big clearing save. Might get a goal here for his efforts, but Surfer Boy comes across, still in the danger zone. Dak will try to drop it for Ray. Overcommit now. Opportunity the other way. Can Hell get around it? Not in time, and Dak's going to see this ball cleared, but it's still in their zone as they are unable to get it back. What the heck just happened?
Heck just happened. That's what happened. But in all seriousness, well done from the Hawks, because they were, the camera's not on, but like centimeters away from this being a 1-1 game. But they were able to make it a 3-1 game. They took it from a margin of 0 and made it a margin of 2 between the two sides. So very well done from the Hawks to, after having to work so hard to just barely save it last second, to then transition onto the offensive side and score for themselves. And that just goes to show how uncomfortable and unsafe a 1-goal lead was. They needed this 2-goal cushion. They found the cushion, and we'll find out just how soft it is with 42 seconds to go. Can the Wolves come back?
All this talk of soft cushions is making me want to fall asleep, but no time to sleep for these Wolves, as they have 30 seconds to score 2 goals. Ball is in the Hawks side. Dak is going to be chasing. Here's a center. Surfer Boy will push it away. Now Ray trying to defend 1v1. Great clear there. Now heck, this is a mistouch. Can Ray get there in time? Surfer Boy comes across. Big save right there. Sees the opportunity go by, and it looks like the Hawks are going to win game number 1 in this series.
Yeah, well done from the Hawks. Each of their players putting up 4 shots, whereas the Wolves, their 2 players, only mustered up 2 shots apiece. So the Hawks coming out as a stronger team overall, and that's not only due to the fact that they were able to create more opportunities, which is evident in their number of shots, but also that when they were on the defensive side, they were able to transition from very risky and sort of difficult saves, some of them being on the goal and some of them very last second, transition those into clears, and then transition those clears into offensive opportunities and shots on net. Whereas the Wolves, they had 3 saves overall, but after those saves, they didn't really transition into offense.
To be honest, the control of the game was there for both teams, but what the Hawks did was add so much consistency, so much. Really, there was purpose behind each and every one of their touches. And it'll be interesting to see as we go into game 2 if the Wolves can adapt, add the same purpose behind their touches, because the purpose, the passing between the 2 members of the Hawks really caused a troublesome issue for the Wolves.
Yeah,
more time of possession for the Hawks, for 1, and then 2, the Wolves were just having problems defending.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. And even the times where they could defend, once again, that's all they just defended. That's all they did. They didn't do anything after they defended. So, having a purpose behind your clears, like you said, Kendo, is definitely the takeaway from them. And once again, they get a goal quickly, and we saw them get a goal in the opening 30 seconds of game 1, but they lost it. So we'll see if they can continue to build on this opening goal.
Dak, very nicely done. He fire burners that ball in the mid, able to maintain control, and he got purpose behind that ball, was able to flick it over the last man back. So now, first goal once again to the Wolves. As we said, this ball's going to drop. Dak is up. Great power behind that touch. It's off the backboard. Ray sweeps in. Great dunk. He has his man middle. Centers it nicely at a touch. A little bit errant as that'll go off his hood. Missed chance for the Wolves, and this ball will go back the other way.
Yeah, the Hawks, though, still have pressure mounting. A play from the corner from Hawk, looking to connect with Surfer Boy. It will go past Surfer Boy's head, though, and thankfully, Heck is in position to make the save there, at least keep the ball in the midfield line. A bit of an overcommit from Surfer, I would say. He wasted so much boost and cleared the entire length of the pitch when Heck could have just taken it because he was right there, ready for the play. So a bit of miscommunication there, or maybe they were trying something different, but in the end, you know, the amount of boost that Surfer Boy had to waste just to get to the side of the pitch meant that he had no boost to push the ball up any further. There's a shot on net from Ray. It will be deflected. Dak on the rebound yet again. Surfer Boy able to hang loose and keep his team alive. 3:34 on the clock. The 1-0 lead will hold for the Wolves.
It was great pressure there by Dak on the second try. Equally amazing save by the Hawks. Now here's an opportunity. Can Ray put this ball in on the fast break? Cherry pick for Ray. 2-0. 3:19 on the clock.
Yeah, cherry pick is the perfect word for this one. He even gets around the ball. He's cherry picking so far up that he has time to make a full circle, get all the way around the ball to get to the right angle he wants. So you can't rely on cherry picks like that all the time because, once again, the entire point of cherry picking is to be so out of position that your teammate is sitting essentially at a 1v2 on the defensive line. So a lot of trust in the Wolves, a lot of trust that the one defenseman will be able to make the clear and feed the ball to that cherry picker. You can't rely on it, but it's a great trick to use every once in a while, and that's what led to the Wolves increasing their lead now by 2.
Ray's gonna bring this ball up. It's perfectly centered for Dak. Amazing play, and the purpose in behind these touches. It's almost like they're listening to us, Chim. Really well done by Ray to get around both defenders. Perfect center. Dak there to finish. A 3-0 lead at the 2:50 mark. And really, what has happened to the Hawks defensively?
Yeah, I mean, who knows what has happened. They have been struggling time and time again, and the Wolves really have just gone back to textbook. That third goal we just saw a couple seconds ago, that was a simple pass from the corner, had them at the top of the box. This one is a bit unfortunate. Let's not count it. I don't want to harp on the Hawks too much, but still, the first 3 goals that the Wolves scored, those were all very textbook goals. In game 1, maybe they're trying to be a bit too fancy, not thinking things through. And the Hawks this time around, they're the ones who have had issues communicating with each other. You saw before Surfer Boy and Heck go to the same position. However, they do get a goal on net here. We'll see if they can score 3 in half the game.
Just to continue to toot the Wolves' horn right here, though, the one other thing that I've noticed is that every single goal, including that pinch shot that we saw earlier, has been assisted. And really, they put purpose behind every single ball that they've put on net so far in this game. Now Surfer Boy gonna drop this ball into the Wolves zone. What a boomer by Dak the other way. Well played by that man out of his own end.
Let's look at where the defense is. Surfer Boy is out on the wall, and Heck has so much confidence in his teammate Surfer Boy that he's pushed up at the center. And I mean, he's stuck there like glue. He doesn't want to back out. He thinks that for whatever reason, Surfer Boy is going to win that challenge on the wall, which is great to have confidence in your teammates, but you can't be overconfident. However, you can't blame them all that much because they are down. They were down by 3, so sometimes when you're down by 3, you have to take those big risks. So once again, don't want to harp on the Hawks too much. They will find the second goal of the game here. Once again, going back to the basics. A simple pass from the corner, play it to your man at the top of the box, and just score like the Wolves have been scoring all game.
Very much so, and really with just under 2 minutes still left on the clock, a 3-goal deficit isn't that big. So very possible that we may see these Hawks make a huge comeback effort here. Ball dropped down, nice save by Ray. Dak's going to pick this up in the midfield, push towards the Hawks corner. Hell will bring that out. This ball will drop for Surfer Boy, who gets a save, keeping that ball off the backboard. He misses, though, on the second touch as it was cleared back in. Heck will bring it all the way out. Centered perfectly for Surfer Boy. He will score 3-5 now with 1:24 left.
Yeah, I mean, we were saying at a 5-1, like a minute ago, and it seemed like that was it for the Hawks, but they put in 2 goals in a matter of 30 seconds or so, and 2 goals in another 1:24 is not unlikely at all. So the Hawks, after talking, bad about them for the majority of this game, they've improved. So now all we have to say is good things about them, especially if they can equalize before we hit that 0-second mark.
So 1:12 left. This ball will drop for Dak. Heck is going to get a big clear here, a win on the 50-50. He will score. 1-goal deficit with 1:05 left. And what happened right here? And Dak was a little bit late to that challenge. Ray also was committed up in the same zone. What a 50-50, though, for Heck and Surfer Boy there to finish that ball off. Face-off going to go to the Hawks as another shot put on net. Dak, though, is able to make this clear on the second touch try.
Wolves have a 1-goal advantage, and they have now 2, goals in a row. They've lost 2 goals in a row because they've committed to the same zone, like you mentioned a couple seconds ago, Kendo. So I don't think they should be looking for that much aggression anymore. They had the 3-goal lead. Now they only have a 1-goal lead. Heck, looking to drop that down to a no-goal lead. He can't do it just yet, but I think at this point the Wolves play to the corner, only commit 1 man to the offensive zone, have somebody set up like Dak there at the midfield to just clear the ball back in, and just take turns being the midfield man. And if you can win contests, just keep winning them.
And this is exactly what we are talking about. Dak, though, great pressure there. Heck, unable to get around on the touch, and Dak's pressure pays off. Might be the nail in the coffin, but we've seen crazier things with 17 seconds left. Face-off is going to go to the Hawks. Heck, putting this up off of the backboard. Ray going to clear this out, and as time's a-wasting, the Hawks are going to see a loss here in game number 2, 6-4. What a comeback and a turnaround for the Wolves in this game.
Yeah, well done from the Wolves. I mean, we haven't seen like a team go down so badly like the Wolves did in game 1 and then rebound instantly in game 2. So props to them for doing that.
Absolutely. And really, 2 evenly matched teams that we're looking at. The shots on net are around the same. We are remaking the server by the look of it, by request of the Wolves. But you literally have the 7 shots to 8 shots, so pretty even on the shots. The Hawks had a couple less saves, which might have been the big difference, but you got 4 assists, 3 assists, and it really just a hotly contested game between these 2 teams. It'll be interesting to see who can continue to control, because it felt like the Wolves ended up winning the battle there for control throughout most of the game. First game, it was more like a 60-40 for the Hawks. This game, it felt a little more like a 60-40 for the Wolves, if you know what I mean, Jim.
I do, wholeheartedly, and I think that's great for the Wolves. We'll see if they can bring that back into game 3, and if they can, they should have the victory, because I think that was, the first game in the series that they've actually come anywhere close to keeping up with the shots that the Hawks have taken. Because you look at game 1, they were down 5 shots. Game 2, only down 1 shot. So a huge improvement overall, and that just the sheer increase in the number of shots was enough for them to pile on 6 out of 7, which is a great stat to hold.
I'm sorry, you said pile on, and I immediately thought you must construct additional pylons. I'm sorry. I'm done. Bad joke. Bad joke all around. Anyway, we are going to go into game number 3. 5 minutes on the clock. Brand new shiny server to go into. And I tell you what, the Hawks are really liking this server. We got 16 ping for both of them.
I wish I had 16 ping on any server. I would be happy. But, I mean, if you're in the green, you're in the good for the most part. But, yeah, the Hawks, they might need this advantage here as they do find the opening goal of Game 3.
Very well done, Ray. A little bit of a mistouch. Dak a little bit far forward, trusting his teammate up on the wall to purpose that touch to him. But the Hawks able to pressure and jump on that, scoring the first goal once again in under 15 seconds.
Yeah, we've seen the first goal make a huge impact for both sides. We'll see if the Hawks can make it a big impact for them in Game 3, because right now they are tied 1-1 in the set overall. Hopefully, the Hawks can regain some of that rhythm and at least keep it competitive, because they did find a bit of that rhythm in the last minute of the last game, but the opening 4 minutes especially were just the Wolves running circles around them.
How can a wolf run a circle around a hawk?
If the hawk is dead.
Airborne? Oh! Yes. Aha! Well played, sir. This ball is going to drop down out of the Wolves' corner. Surfer Boy's going to hit it back in. Nice touch out by Ray. Dak able to handle it. Nice 50-50. This is centered for Ray. Surfer Boy is there. Dak towards the net off the backboard. Pushing it high. This will be off the backboard for Ray. Can he do it? Off the bar and out.
Dak is keeping up the pressure. That was Ray looks for yet another shot. A nice redirect there from Dak's pass. He connects with it. He can't make the best touch. There's Hell cutting out towards the far corner. Ray racing through now up towards the wall. Needs an aerial hit, and he'll find one, but he couldn't get underneath the ball enough to get a nice lofty angle to beat both defensemen. Now it's Dak from the corner, losing out to Surfer Boy, and once again you see Ray a bit too confident in his teammates to win the ball in those corners, and we talk a lot about the corners because they can be a huge trap for teams if you try to bail out your teammate from the corner or rely too much on your teammate's ability to keep the ball, to clear the ball out of the corner in your direction. 50-50 corner wins are huge, and even though that 50-50 corner win happened 20 seconds ago, that's still the reason why Hawks had the pressure here to score their second goal.
Absolutely. Ray, the lack of defensive pressure there for the Wolves ended up being their downfall as Dak needed to get boost in the corner. Ray went up, but he was a little bit too late. And the Hawks just able to loft the ball over. Dak trying to rush back after grabbing boost. Not there in time. Surfer Boy, what a shot off of the first touch. Extremely well done as he flips into the ball right here. This is the thing that y'all need to practice in free play, folks.
Yes,
nice
that is super
initial
easy.
Touch. Beautiful. Go ahead.
Yeah, that is super easy to practice in free play. It's one of those things that you can set up for yourself all the time. And like you said, Kendo, practicing in a free play is a great way to improve your game, especially in ones, but you find yourself in those situations all the time in twos. And the Wolves, sort of with a similar shot, right? A bounce up to Dark, and he follows through on it with Ray behind him. And well done from them to bring down the gap between the two teams as soon as they possibly can before we hit the halftime mark. It's a great time for the Wolves to start their comeback.
Absolutely. We got 2:42 left on the clock, 3-1. Ball off the face-off is in the Wolves' side. Heck, gonna drop this down, but do you know DeRay? He is going to make a huge save on his own line.
Never say that again. Thank you.
Okay. This will be pushed towards the middle. Surfer Boy will put this into the corner. Heck. Off the backboard. Ray to clear. He'll maintain control, hitting it up off the wall into the possession of the Hawks. Another chance here is Ray pushing up off the backboard. Great demo. Extra effort there as Dak's going to push this. Surfer Boy there will make the clear off to the side. Ray Not able to put it there as the offensive rotation seems to have failed them there on that attempt.
That was so good, though. We saw in the last series the Pirates in a similar situation where they were really good at times at setting up plays, getting a pass, getting a shot, and even having a demo to back themselves up, but they just could not finish off. That final strike just was never there. And a similar situation there for the Wolves. If it lasts, if that curse lasts for the next minute and 12 seconds, the Wolves are going to be down in the series overall, but they do still have time to come back.
So now 1 minute 2 left. Time indeed, as Dak is going to cut the lead to 1 at the minute mark. Great job pressuring through this play. Surfer Boy, though, turning back, and he was right in the middle of where he was right in the way of the second defender. So if he's going to rotate back, he needs to make sure that he gets out of the way.
Yeah, I would agree with you there, and maybe they can work on that with the next 50 seconds. It is a set of 5, and it's now completely tied up as the Wolves find their 5th shot of the game and their 3rd goal of the game to go in. So the Wolves still keeping that nice percentage. Last game they went 6 for 7. Now they're looking 3 for 5. So good from the Wolves, especially this deep into the series, to be able to make mid-game adjustments.
And that right there was another story of not keeping the pressure on, because that's the second time in a row Surfer Boy has turned away when he needs to pressure the ball. So now, with the game tied up and 40 seconds left on the clock, the Wolves, with renewed energy, have a chance, but Surfer Boy will see his chance negated by a huge demo in the mid. Ball
22
up.
seconds, Kendo. I have a question for you. Is this overtime or is this not overtime?
I do not even want to play that game right now. I'm in hot water with the chat and my co-caster as it is. I don't want to caster's curse anyone. Heck now, he's going to get a chance though. This is up in the air. Surfer Boy, is he able to push it down? He can! What a save by Ray! Up off of the top. The ball is still up, and heck, with a demo, we will go to overtime.
Huge save by Ray, absolutely huge to keep his team alive here. They're into OT, and the Wolves, after struggling in Game 1, had an insane Game 2 comeback and a victory there in Game 2. We'll see if they can carry that momentum into the overtime of Game 3. Surfer needs to get around the ball quickly to find a near-post shot. He will take the shot, but it will go wide in the end as Dak is now looking to push forward towards the corner. Hell, though, will have a touch, and Surfer Boy is there to follow up. Ray missing out on that ball, and this means that Heck now has an opportunity to either shoot or pass. He opts to just sort of trash the ball, just push the ball forward and lose possession of it. There's Surfer out towards the far post. Heck needs to get the shot on, looks for a pass instead. The net was empty for all 10 seconds, and they still could not capitalize in the end. Ray pushing forward, full tank of boost in the tank, looks for the pass down to Dak. There it is, and Surfer Boy intercepts.
Missed opportunities for the Hawks, as that really, it was an open net for 10 full seconds. Literally, I was counting the seconds as they went by, but here's an opportunity. Dak's going to choose to play it safe, pushes the ball back into the Hawks corner. This is centered for Surfer Boy. He's going to push this high. Ray needs to defend it. He does successfully into his own. Now, Heck dropping backwards. This is a tough play. Dak able to put it on net. He scores! Game number 3 to the Wolves.
Such a close game number 3 as well. Just hit tab, look at the scoreline, the same number of assists, the same number of shots. The only difference is in saves and the overall final goals in the back of the net for both sides. But the Wolves winning it 4-3 here. Well done from them, especially after struggling, especially in the middle of that game. The Hawks started to build a comeback and show us what they're made of, but the Wolves still were able to shut them down, take yet another game under their belt, and this means that the Wolves are now 2-1 overall in the series.
Yes, and really, we had another close game. The difference, I think, has been, and you can see it in the save stat right there, the fact that the Hawks have not been able to get their rotations back in time to stop the balls that the Wolves are putting on net. Both teams 6 shots, 3 saves for the Wolves. When you can throw that alongside the fact that the Hawks had 3 goals, you have every ball and shot accounted for. On the contrary, for the Hawks, the missed opportunity on one of those saves, the opportunity was there. They missed out. 4 goals for the Wolves being the difference. Really, we've had 3 great games so far, and I'm really looking forward to game number 4.
Yeah, 3 great games we've had so far. 2 great games we will have in the future, hopefully, and this is one of those first 2. Game number 4 between the Hawks and the Wolves. Of course, the Wolves have got 1 more game, and they'll have won the series, but still, it always goes to game 5 for an MLD. You play out all 5 games, so even if the Hawks lose this one, they have an opportunity in game 5. Regardless, however, call me crazy, but I feel like the Hawks don't want to lose this one. Maybe I'm cuckoo, but I don't think I am, because they just started it off with a great pass from Heck and an even better shot from Surfer Boy. The Hawks up 1-0.
I'm trying to see if this was a bit of an own goal. Yes, it was for Ray. The bounce off of the crossbar. So close, but Ray rushing in ended up putting that up off of his hood and firmly into the net after he was possibly going to get a bounce off. So first goal, once again, within the first 15 seconds. This one will go to the Hawks. The ball right now in their corner. Ray rushing up. Nice 50 challenge with Heck. This is centered for Dak. He's going to put a shot towards net. Surfer Boy is able to push it away. Pick up on the ball by Heck. He drops down. Ray, another Spider-Man save, but both members of the Wolves did commit on that play. Ray, though, is able to get it clear.
The Hawks also both committed. So, literally all 4 players were committed to that single ball. So, if any one of the 4 players was able to get to the ball and just nudge it a little bit in either direction, that would have been a goal for either side, because once again, all 4 were committed to the same ball.
So now ball will drop down. This will be towards center. Ray unable to get around it, though. Great clear by Surfer Boy. Wolves will take possession again. Heck, nice 50-50. We'll see this possession go to the Wolves side. What a pass up in the air as Heck is going to finish off this great touch by Surfer Boy. Oh!
What the Hawk was that?
Watch your language. No.
I'm sorry. But that's great. They're finally combining. We saw the Hawks struggle a little bit in game 2, especially and game 3 a little bit as well, with just finding passes, finding chemistry, and they finally have found it here. Both of their goals so far have been absolutely insane, and it's worked out nicely for them so far. They're up by 2 in game number 4. They're looking to equalize the series here, and they'll definitely be able to do it if they keep passing like this. They're so good at not only passing, east to west, but also up and down. So they've got all 3 dimensions under lock.
Definitely also seems as they're going to put a 3rd goal in, but it definitely seems as though the team that has been able to get the first 2-goal lead in each one of these games has really controlled the flow of the game throughout. And in this case, the Hawks are going to have an opportunity with 3 minutes and 11 seconds left and a 3-goal lead to control this game in the way that they want. And really, that's pro strats right there.
Oh, Dak's going to drop one down. He will miss out. Surfer Boy now looking to go off to the races, but Dak takes him off to the grave. There's Ray putting one towards the net. Hell and Surfer Boy both committing. There's Dak looking to sneak it under the crossbar. It will bounce in for the opening goal of the Wolves in game 4.
Most of the time the crossbar is your worst enemy, but in this case it was Dak's best friend. Bar down, floor, and in. What a play by him. He'll cut the lead to 2 with 2:48 left, and we will see how this drops. Heck over on the side. He has possession. Dak, though, quick to challenge, and that is really what the Wolves need at this point. To challenge the balls quickly. Don't give the Hawks a chance to dictate pace or possession.
Yeah, I agree with you. And the thing that you talked about earlier, Kendo, about how the team to score the opening 2 goals was the team to control the rest of the game. That's because when you have a 2-goal cushion, you don't have to take risks. You can play a much safer game, and that means that you're usually in control of the game, whereas the team who's down by 2, they're the ones who have to take big risks to, yield big rewards, and the reward they're looking for is a 2-goal comeback. And right now, that's where we're at right now, with the Hawks sitting at 3 goals, the Wolves sitting at 1.
Here's a nice touch. This is in the corner. Ray and Heck gonna drop this ball for Surfer Boy. Unable to get a second touch on it. It will fall to Dak. Clears it all the way into the Hawks corner. Dak almost gets a second shot. It might have been a fake on purpose because Ray was waiting, trying to get ready to jump on that ball. This will go all the way back the other way once again. Heck will keep it in the corner. Dak to pick it up. Gets by 1. This is around the second. Can Ray chase in? He'll choose to play the ball, play the 50, and he wasn't able to get to it. Touch to the side, though.
Oh, what a pass. Surfer looking to strike. It will be saved out by Dak. Helda will keep the pressure up high. Smart move from him to not be baited out by the boost and stick to the ball. Ends up getting a pass down, and it almost works out for the Hawks there for their 4th goal, which will surely be the final nail in the coffin. That is proving to be the Wolves and their hopes in game number 4. This is the Hawks tying up the series.
Extremely well done, and Heck, really well. The pressure that he put on right there. Once again, dictating the pace, making sure that the possession, in this case, was not in the Wolves' possession. Both Wolves, though, they did overcommit on that. They left the open net opportunity. All that Heck had to do was center it, and he was able to execute.
45 seconds. Can the Wolves find... I don't want to even ask the question, can they find 3? I think the answer is no, but can they find 1, maybe 2, set themselves up for a Game 5 momentum swing? Because Game 5 will be the decisive game. It's going to be the game that decides who wins the series overall. And, well, like we talked about, I think, in the last series, or maybe in the beginning of this one, it's very important to score last, because the team that scores last, especially if it's around that final 10-second mark, they're the ones moving in with the confidence boost for the opening of Game 5.
Speaking of the 10-second mark, Ray here will flick it over 1. He's going to push it into the corner. Surfer Boy, though, great interference by him. Drops it onto Dak's nose. He will score. Nice consolation goal here for the Wolves.
A consolation goal and a possible momentum swing goal for them as well, because now it's Dak and Ray who are on a bit of a high. They've got the confidence. They're like, hey, we just scored. Let's keep this up. They remember how to score. They're the most recent goal scorers of this series, and that's very important. Although the Hawks win here and we go to that very decisive Game 5, it was very important for the Wolves to score last in that Game 4 after struggling against the Hawks and their newfound chemistry.
Absolutely, and once again, stats-wise, another extremely close game. The big difference that I'm noticing, though, the Wolves in that game did not get as many purpose touches like we had seen in Game 3. Mm-hmm. The adjustment that they had made there was absolutely amazing. We'll see if they can do that again right here. And the Hawks, pressure on the ball as soon as they possibly could get it, it was stellar. So we'll see if Game 5, we can see both these teams put all of it together, everything that they've learned over these last 4 games, to see if they can get that series win in an all-important race towards the playoffs.
It's the golden game number 5, numero 5. And however you say it in French, I'm sure it sounds fancy, and there are a whole lot of unnecessary vowels involved, but I don't know it. There's the save out from Surfer Boy, looking for Heck here as he races forward. It will go off the corner. Where's Surfer Boy? There he is with a race up against Dak, and that clear may transition into a pass to himself. Dak is able to save the day early on, and we talked about this, right, Kendo? The Wolves scored last, and that's where they get all this confidence to score first in Game 5.
Forget that, though. What a play by Dak, making that nice finesse touch off of the corner, interfering with the center. And wow, great ball pressure, great presence of mind to know this is a touch I need to make right now. And the clear was absolutely perfect. They jumped on it immediately, and they will score first. Once again, that wasn't in 15 seconds. Within the first 20 seconds, champ.
We'll take it. We'll just say within the first 5 minutes, and then we'll always be right. Unless, actually, we haven't had any 0-0 games, so we'll always be right. Look at that. So far, every single game we've seen tonight, there has been a goal within the first 5 minutes. You can quote us on that. There's Surfer Boy looking for a shot. Dak, though, will play one out towards the top. Will bounce off the backboard, and his teammate Ray has decided to not push forward on this play. And with the Wolves getting that 1-goal advantage, it seems like that's all, the initial energy they had in them. They've sort of died down a little bit. Haven't done anything too scary in front of the red net, except for this play right here from Ray. Clear, though, is due from Heck, and he'll find it a long one as well. He's following through on it. There's Heck on the ball, looking to drop it underneath Ray. Ray, though, will win the dogfight in the air and keep his team at a 1-0 lead.
Amazing play by Ray right there to make sure that broken record there, but that play amounted to absolutely nothing. Now he's going to get a little bit of pressure on here. Surfer Boy forced to make the save. It will be pushed to Heck. Nice 50-50, but Dak is back in time. This is a pass for Ray. Can he drop it down? No, not quite. Great interference by Surfer Boy, who was there. Shot on net. Heck will take it to the corner. This is up off the backboard. A clearing chance for Surfer Boy. And possession now back into the Wolves' side.
Got half the game to go here, Kendo, and they really want to get that second goal for cushion, because I don't see a game 5, going 1-0. I don't see just one goal being scored, especially considering how close the teams have been for both game 3 and game 4. They were sitting at 6 shots apiece. They've been tight, and this just goes to prove it. The Hawks are able to equalize with Surfer Boy completing the pass provided to him by Heck.
Well, actually, Surfer Boy was the own pass, and Ray trying to make that effort in the net, ended up putting it in his own net, but he needed to do that because Heck was right there hot on his tail. So now, off of the face-off, Heck's going to push this across off of the backboard into the Wolves zone. Nice center by Heck for Surfer Boy. This is up off the backboard. It will drop down. Up off the backboard again. Centered for Surfer Boy. He's able to get the dunk over and a touchdown. What a play by Surfer Boy.
So good. What a great pitch. He has to be so innovative here because that's a very difficult ball to come down on, but he uses all of his remaining boost to get back down, pinch the ball, and ensure he gets it into the back of the green net before there is anyone else there. Well done from Surfer Boy to use that boost and to be creative with the shots he's taking on net. That just might be what the Hawks need to win the series here. It's still risky. It's very difficult to hold on to a 1-0 lead, but if the Hawks choose to run down the clock, it is a viable tactic. We'll see if they choose to do it. I would disagree with it, but maybe they can make it work.
That might just be your MLD play of the week. Don't forget to clip that. Don't forget to post that on Twitch, of course. And don't forget to hashtag it MLDPOTW as Ray will equalize with 1:30 left. The Wolves are not done yet.
No, they're not. They're still on the hunt, and look at that great pass from Dak, using that side wall, and again, being very humble. He's going to be very humble throughout the game. Dak sometimes looks for the pass and even is okay with taking a bit of a longer time to adjust himself and to get the pass that he wants, just to make sure that it is indeed the pass that he really wants. And that was the pass he wanted. He got it over to Ray, and Ray was able to score to keep us at an equalized 2-2 in game 5. What a great way to finish out the night. These two teams putting on a show. There's Heck, though, squeezing it back in, and it's like a seesaw going back and forth. The Hawks now are back up by 1.
Ray is going to feel bad about this. He might have nightmares in the morning. Doesn't quite get the square challenge on that ball. Loses the 50-50 hard. And the Hawks now given a gift with the 1-goal lead. 1:10 left on the clock. Ray, though, has a tendency to make up for plays like that very quickly. We'll see if we can do it.
Oof, Dak needs to follow up on his own shot here. Ray is also waiting in the corner as we approach the final minute. There's Dak looking for a touch. It's such a weak one. Not going to get much out of that one. will be played back towards the midfield circle. There's Heck taking a shot, follows up on it as well. His name might be Dak, and he can attack, but he cannot protect, because that one was all Heck all the way.
Oh my goodness. What a play. That's a second play of the week nominee there for Heck. What the heck is going on? 43 seconds left. The Wolves need to answer quickly. This ball is up. It is in the box. Dak is up, but unable to get the touch as Heck's going to push it away. Foot race down to the other end. Surfer Boy will try to center. Not able to get it there. Dak takes possession into his own corner and out as the challenge is there. The Hawks maintaining pressure. 19 seconds left and the time waning for these Wolves. Open net the other way. Can Dak get around it? No, not quite. Great touch by Heck. This is going to drop all the way back into the Wolves' end. 5 seconds left. The 2-goal deficit, too much to overcome. And the Hawks will win game number 5 in an amazing series.
So well deserved from the Hawks. They fought till the very end, and as soon as they were able to break that pattern of going back and forth, each team only being up by 1 goal at a time, as soon as they were able to break that and make sure they were up by 2 goals at a time, that's all they needed. And play of the weeks scattered throughout. Speaking of play of the week, Kendo, why do we even have a play of the week? Who is this play of the week for? What even is Balls Guarana?
Well, Balls Guarana, let me tell you, Chim.
Tell me.
It's my personal fuel. Right? Like right here, I only have a little bit left of it, but this right here, this is Balls Guarana ginger. It's essentially ginger ale, highly caffeinated, wonderful taste, goes down smooth. You ever have one of those Monster energy drinks and you're like, oh, I feel so energized, but this tastes like absolute crap.
Yes, except I say poop because I am a wholesome boy. But yeah,
I know. I need to watch my language. I'm sorry, Jim.
It's okay.
Virgin ears. Anyway, Balls Guarana, on the other hand, will give you that jolt of energy, and it tastes absolutely amazing. Goes down smooth. We have Balls Guarana as the sponsor of our MLD Play of the Week. And as I was saying during the cast, if you see a play you like, you make sure that you clip it. Press that clip button. Even if you missed it, go back into the VOD, clip it, and then post it on Twitter. If you hashtag it MLDPOTW, the fact is, the player that wins the MLD Play of the Week, sponsored by Balls Guarana, will win a case of balls shipped express straight to their door. It's absolutely amazing, Chim, and it tastes good too.
I bet it does. So you've got Balls Guarana with you. You're energized. You and your computer are ready to play, but then your computer starts to get a little hot because it's so energized. What do you do?
Well, that's where our second sponsor comes in very handy, Chim. You see, you have Arctic AC. That is the website, of course. Arctic coolers, some of the best on the market. They're affordable, they look great, and they keep that PC running at a nice 30 to 20 degrees Celsius on a regular basis. So, if you are looking for a cooler in the market, make sure you check them out. Arctic.ac is the website. They can provide what you need.
Exactly. Look at that. Our sponsors, they seem like they're completely unrelated, but in the end they are, because once you take that balls, you get energized. You need to cool off after the game, and that's where Arctic comes in. So somehow they're connected, and that's how awesome they are. So thank you to both of those. And Kendo, I think we're about done here. I think we can start wrapping things up.
Absolutely. Wrap it up indeed. Special thanks, of course, to those sponsors who we have so well described. Thank you to all of our guests here tonight, the 61 of you that are still in chat. We appreciate your time, your follows, those of you who donated bits, those of you who subscribed and resubscribed. Thank you so much. And do make sure you come back, because we do have a Primetime Sunday stream tomorrow that will start at 9 p.m. Eastern. Jim, thank you so much for casting with me, of course, and take us out. Beam me up, Scotty.
What can I say? Goodbye.
Goodbye, ladies and gentlemen.